Hey guys, my name is Jared Sampson and I'm with Sunpro Solar, and I'm here with Miss Campbell in Fresno, Texas. We've just installed a brand new Sunpro Solar System on her house, and basically she will no longer have an electricity bill. Okay, now let me explain to you how that works. Currently, Miss Campbell here is paying about $326 on average a month for her electricity. Okay, now most people in Houston are paying an average of about 12 to 14 cents a kilowatt hour. One of the first things that we conduct whenever we do one of our consultations is that we figure out exactly how much she's paying. And the way that we do that is we deduct basically the amount that she's paying, and we divide that by how many kilowatt hours she used during that month. And we determined that Miss Campbell here was paying about 20 cents a kilowatt hour. So that's about 8 to 6 cents extra over the average in the Houston area. Okay, Miss Campbell, when I met you, did you know that you were paying too much for your electricity?
I did not know that I was paying too much for my electricity, but when I seen the bills, I was, quite appalled, a little upset that, wow, how did we get to this amount?
Is it fair to say that you were of the several people among our, let's just say, generation that see an electric bill and just decide to pay it because it's easier to keep your lights on than it is to investigate exactly how much you're paying for electricity?
Correct. For me, being a single mom, it was just easier for me to pay the bill, to keep things like at a constant flow, but I wasn't able to
take the time
to look at the bill and to really do anything about it.
So, to be honest, Miss Campbell is among several Houstonians who decide that it's just easier, right? Nobody really wants to poke and prod. Nobody wants to investigate. Nobody really wants to see exactly how much they're paying for their electricity. And honestly, when they're confronted with it, it's a shock to almost every single homeowner that I've sat with. Pardon me. So essentially, she was paying too much for electricity up front. And that was not a question. I mean, as soon as we got here, we determined exactly how much electricity she used over the past 12 months and determined she was paying way too much for it, number one. But what really appealed to Miss Campbell here is the fact that her electricity bill has gone up in a constant rate over the 16 years that she's owned this home. Okay. Do you, by chance, happen to remember how much your electricity bill was when you first moved in?
When I first moved in, it was kind of, it wasn't at an average of $300 to $400 per month.
Right.
I'll say about $250, maybe.
Right.
But over the years, I'm constantly seeing it up. Never actually really leveled off. So
that's one of the reasons that it's really important to have a qualified individual come out to your home and conduct an energy analysis, because most people don't really take the time out of their day to figure out how much they're paying for their electricity. And like I said, with Miss Campbell, it was just easier for her to continue to pay. Most of us have been conditioned from the time that we had our very first apartment or house that you will pay an electricity bill, and if you decide to not pay it, your lights get turned off, right? So the only real service that the electric provider is providing for you is as a middleman between the grid, aka center point for Miss Campbell here, but basically whoever produces the electricity, may it be CenterPoint or Texas New Mexico or Entergy or Sam Houston Electric, it doesn't matter, right? As long as they have control over how much you pay for your electricity, then you are on the losing side of that negotiation, okay? Miss Campbell here was interested enough in the possibility of solar to have a consultation with me, and after the consultation, she learned that an entire solar system to cover her entire usage was much, much less. In fact, $134 a month less than she was normally paying for electricity. Okay, so Miss Campbell, up until this point, by the way, we did Miss Campbell's installation today. Okay, I was here from about, let's say, 9:30 in the morning until what, 5 o'clock?
5 o'clock.
Okay, so just so you're aware, the installers showed up here at 7 in the morning, and they were done probably by 3:45 p.m. Ms. Campbell, have you paid anything to Sunpro or the financer, period?
No, and that's one of the great things that I love about the Sunpro, because there's no money out of pocket. You instantly start seeing your savings. Okay, so there was no money. The service, the installment was done. Um, Also, bonuses were put in where they insulated my home, the attic, hot water heater, light bulbs, energy efficient light bulbs. Um,
Door seals.
Door seals, yeah, all that good stuff was just with that package deal, which that was a win right there, and that was money saving for me starting today. So no, I'm very happy that I.
So one of the great things about solar that kind of sets us, about Sunpro Solar, that sets us apart from the competition, is that one of the complimentary services that we offer to all of our solar installs is that we're going to give them the Energy Pro package. Now, Sunpro is actually a 3-part company, right? We started as a roofing company about 25 years ago, and that's known as Build Pro now. And Sunpro is obviously the solar side. Now, what we give to all of our solar installs is from our Energy Pro company, and that is basically, we conduct an energy analysis about your house, whether or not you have enough insulation. So what she was telling you earlier is that we provide all of these things to help you be more energy efficient, and that comes complimentary with our solar installation. And why that's important is because basically our Energy Pro package saves you approximately 10% of your entire annual usage, just in energy efficiency, right? LED bulbs burn cleaner, they last longer, they burn cooler. The attic tent is a thermal barrier between the attic space, which is constantly hit by sun, and your home, so that your air conditioning unit doesn't have to constantly fight that battle and try and keep your home warmer than your attic. We also give you, like she said, a water heater blanket that's going to keep the heat inside your water heater rather than spreading out through the rest of your house. Some people have water heaters inside their home, and it causes a bit of turmoil when it comes to cooling your home off. So all of these things we're going to provide to you for free in combination with your solar system. Okay, now that's important because now Miss Campbell here is producing all of the energy that she uses with her home just by the sun shining every day. It's that simple, okay? If you want to break it down, the way that solar works is photons from the sun basically come into these silicone cells of your solar panels, and the solar panels transfer them into DC energy or direct current. Now your home uses AC or alternating current, and the way that we get that to swap over is through a microinverter. Now, Sunpro is different from other companies because some companies will offer you the option of, or even the standard of having what they call a string inverter system. Now, what's different about a microinverter versus a string inverter is that your string inverter will basically wire all of the panels on top of your house together and invert at the side of your home. Now, that's actually dangerous in 2 ways. Ms. Campbell, when I came here, I actually told you that I had volunteered at Fresno Fire Department, right?
Correct.
And now, when I was at Fresno Fire Department, they actually made us aware that lots of people in the area had gone solar, and that if you see pipes or conduit on top of a roof, that means that all of their panels are linked together, and there is high voltage DC electricity running through all of those conduits. That's a problem for the homeowner because, number one, if one panel decides to fail, right, all of your panels are going to be basically non-producing. That's a problem for firefighters because should we need to get up on top of your roof to fight a fire and cut a hole, we're going to be negligent to do that, basically because there is high voltage on top of your roof, and we are not going to put ourselves in that kind of danger. So your house will be a little bit worse off, basically, with a string inverter system rather than a microinverter system. Okay. So, Ms. Campbell, when we discussed how much energy you were using and how much you were paying, and I told you basically exactly how many panels you would need and what the cost would be, what was your initial thought?
My initial thought was, wow. Once I heard those
that's
numbers,
good. Wow.
yeah, wow. Once I heard those numbers, I mean, like, you can't beat it. You know what I'm saying? You can't beat it. You instantly start saving money. When those guys come out, you're saving money. Once again, you're getting all the amenities for free to get you started. Another thing I like to point out as well, before I got with Sunpro, I never knew what my electric bill would be. Now I'm pinpoint on of what I'm paying every month, and it's not even really electrical bill. It's basically just from my panel, because I have no electric bill.
And she's being modest, but it's not basically. It is. Right?
Yeah.
So she is no longer paying an electric provider for the electricity that she uses in her home. Okay, that is produced by the solar panels on her house, and she no longer has to pay an electric bill. Okay, one of the great things about solar, right, is that the sun shines every day, like I said before. But there's several incentives that the federal government has given us to basically incentivize homeowners to go solar. One of them is a 26% federal tax credit. So just so you're aware, if you currently pay taxes every year, right, you are eligible for a 26% federal tax credit. Now that is on all renewable energy purchases. Say you buy a Tesla electric car, that's a renewable energy purchase. Say you buy a solar system like Ms. Campbell here has, right? That's a renewable energy purchase. And the federal government is going to fund 26% of that. So in reality, you only paid 74% of what this would normally cost, right?
Exactly.
Right. So with that funding, the additional benefit is that you really don't have to pay for the entire system. I mean, I don't know how to make it more simple than that. So there's other incentives that are available as well. One of them that she took advantage of was CenterPoint, which is the grid that she's on, actually gives her $1,000 bill credit in order to go solar. Now, the reason for that is basically, I'm sure you all are aware of the freeze that we had in Texas recently. Okay, lots of people lost power. Ms. Campbell, you said you lost power for just a little bit, but she was very, very fortunate in that fact. So one of the reasons that CenterPoint is providing this $1,000 bill credit is because the amount of strain on the grid during that freeze is why the grid went down. Okay, so by going solar, Ms. Campbell here has alleviated her home's strain on the grid. So that's going to help everyone around her, her neighbors, the community, basically prevent a total power loss. Okay. In addition to that, she's also helping the environment. I mean, climate change is a controversial subject, but it definitely is documented. Okay. And by reducing her carbon footprint, she is basically making the future a little bit brighter and cleaner for our children and, well, anybody younger than her and myself. Okay.
Everyone on the planet.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't need to be a certain age range to benefit from the fact that you're reducing your carbon footprint, right? So our solar panels are made by LG. Currently with Ms. Campbell here, we used our LG 365 watt panels. Now those panels are made and manufactured in Huntsville, Alabama, which means they're American made, right? Sunpro also stands aside from other companies because we are a veteran-owned company. I myself am a Navy veteran. I was an aviation electrician in the United States Navy. I'm very proud of that, and I'm very proud of the fact that our company supports veterans and gives back to those who have served our country, right? But in addition to that, money is the bottom line, right? Nobody decides to pay the electric company over the course of 25 years. It just happens. And I guarantee you, by the way, that no one has ever called their electric provider up and asked them how much it would cost for them to have electricity run to their house for the next 10, 15, 20 years, right? Nobody will do that. And earlier, Ms. Campbell had actually highlighted that fact that basically you have no idea what your electric bill will be next month. And that's very upsetting for most people. It's
Right.
very easy to budget for a solar loan, right? It's basically, if you think about it in terms of a metaphor, okay, owning a car is more beneficial to most people than renting a car. Owning a home is more beneficial to most people than renting a home, right? Because let's just say you decide to rent a home for 10 years, you're going to pay what that home is worth and some, okay? The same thing applies to electricity. Ms. Campbell here was paying X amount of dollars for electricity, and once she figured out that she could own it, and she could own what produces the electricity, it was a no-brainer for her. Ms. Campbell, just out of curiosity, and guys, I want you to understand this is totally unscripted, if you can't already tell.
Right.
But, but when I came over here, did you feel pressured in any way? Did I make you feel like you needed to make a decision right then and there, or was it more your decision because you were tired of the constant overpayment for electricity?
Okay, so first of all, I didn't feel any pressure at all. I'm glad I took the opportunity and the time to speak with you. If you can recall, I was 45 minutes late, but I says, hey, I'll be there if you know, and I'll hear you out. And I'm so glad that I did, you know, so no, there's no pressure. To me, it's all about, if you want to save money, this is the way to go on your electrical bill. It might not be for everybody, but I can say, you know what, it's working for me right now, and I do have great hope in the future that it'll continue, and I know it will continue to work for me. So if you're wanting saving money for your family and, you know, a little extra money, like there's a lot of things I want to do, you know, in my home, like put hardwood floors down. As a single mom, it's hard for me to save, you know, that money. But now that I'm not buying electricity,
Yeah, well, renting.
or renting the electricity, they can buy from me. So, you know, it gives me the opportunity to do what I want to do for my family. So,
And that's a great point that she just made. With her having spent so much money on electricity with her current provider, and saving so much, I mean, $130 a month is nothing to shrug at, right? So we've actually discussed this a little bit in personal, but she actually had plans to make her entire downstairs hardwood floors. That was kind of an expense that she wasn't ready to take on, right? Come to find out, she has enough money left over from what she's been spending on electricity and what she is currently going to spend on her solar system that she's probably going to be able, let's say 6 months.
in 6 months, they'll be in.
6 months, she's going to be able to save enough money to have these hardwood floors put in. Okay. Now, like I said to her earlier, not everybody can expect this much savings. Like, she is sincerely a special little gem as far as how much she's
Thanks.
saving, right? And a good friend.
Right, and a good friend.
But in addition, like with most people, let's just say they're spending $200 on average a month, right? It should cost you roughly $200 a month to go solar. So you are literally already spending the money that it takes to go solar. You just don't have the panels on your house yet. And I need you to understand that, because Ms. Campbell, not only was it just a reallocation, but you're actually saving money from day one, right?
Yeah, exactly,
Right.
from day one. And been receiving gifts from just even, hey, I'll take the program. Okay, here you go. Here's $1,000. This is gonna put you here. Here is these other little perks we're throwing at you. So you're saving money from day one. If you decide to go with it, and if you don't decide to go with it, then you're not one to want to save. I mean, like, that's all I got to say.
You know, I don't normally like to judge, but basically, it's worth hearing it out, right? Whether or not you would benefit from solar really depends on whether or not you're willing to take a consultation and figure out exactly how much energy you use, what your roof space looks like, what your shade situation looks like, and 20 to 30 minutes with me, and I'm going to be able to tell you whether or not you're going to be benefiting from solar or if it's not right for you. And Ms. Campbell, do you feel like I'd at least be honest enough to tell you whether or not this was going to help you?
Yes, I feel like you were totally honest. And, once again, I made the right choice. So, my choice is not for everybody, but I
Yeah.
feel that, I wanted to save money. I want to do more for my family. And this allowed me to do that.
So that's a huge point right there. Is she's got a family, and to make a point, she's not just got a family; she's a foster mother. Okay. In addition to all of that goodness, she actually, as a full-time job, takes care of the elderly. So of course, I really wanted to help Miss Campbell out here. I'm again, I hate to keep throwing this out, but I am a military veteran, and I see service in those who perform it, whether it be in the military or not. And Ms. Campbell here is providing a service to her community. Bottom line, okay? She was way overpaying for electricity. I'm so glad that I got the opportunity to meet with her and help her save on her electricity bills. But in addition to that, I should let you know, guys, that she was a little bit concerned about where the panels were going on her home and how they would look and etc. Just out of curiosity, once the entire installation was done, what do you think?
It was gorgeous. It wasn't like I thought in my mind, big, bulky. They were like state of the art. I mean, just laid out beautifully. I wish we did have the photos to put on with it.
Oh, I will share them.
Okay, great. I mean, like, it didn't take from the home. Actually, your value of your home actually goes up. So it's a win-win situation if you decide to go with.
That's another great point that she just made, and I'm really glad you brought that up.
Right.
I've had a couple homeowners that have had solar and decided to sell their homes. Okay, according to Zillow, you will get an average, and it's hard to say an average with homes in America because let's be honest, homes range from X to X, right? But basically, according to Zillow, you will receive up to and additional of 4% on your home's value just by having an entire solar system on your house. Okay, now with an entire 93%, yeah, solar system.
Who wouldn't want to pay that bill?
So exactly. What I was discussing with Miss Campbell earlier is that it's kind of like if you think about a pool, right? If you decide to look at a home and you're searching for a home to buy, and that home happens to have a pool, are you going to ask that homeowner to remove the pool to make it cheaper for you? Or are you going to go ahead and reap the benefits of having a pool at your home and pay a little bit extra, right? The best thing about that is that currently Miss Campbell here is on the 20-year plan for our payments, which gets her solar payment way below what she was actually paying for electricity, right? $130 less. But in addition to that, she was actually going to be able to, I apologize guys, brain spark. I'm not going to do this again, so we're going to keep on rolling.
Okay.
So she was actually able to increase the value of her home quite a bit, because if you think about it, if there was two homes right next to each other and they were identical in their usage and their square feet, right? One of them has solar and is no longer going to have an electric bill in 5 to 10 years, and the other one is going to stay with the grid and continue to pay the ever increasing cost of electricity. It's a no-brainer that you're going to choose the one with solar. Okay, so just like the pool situation, if you want a house and it has a pool and you don't want a pool, you're not going to buy that house. That's just how it is. So people who understand how solar works really find the value in what it is adding to your home. Okay, whoever buys this home from Ms. Campbell is going to be extremely happy because
it's already set up.
Let's just say you decide to move in 5 years, right? That means there's 15 years left on a payment, as opposed to infinity years left on a payment, right, for electricity, right? And the great thing that she had also mentioned earlier is that she's on a fixed payment, right? She knows exactly how much to budget per month for her solar system that's producing all of her electricity, versus having an electric provider send you a bill every month and you now have to adjust, right? We all know that Texas summers are no joke. I had actually attempted to make a video earlier with Miss Campbell, and the camera shut off because it was too hot. My phone overheated. And so it, 98, 99 feels like 113 and 140 on your roof, right? It's wild hot out here, and everybody needs the ability to cool their homes off. You shouldn't have to pay quite so much in order to live comfortably. And here at Sunpro Solar, we're giving you the option to own your electricity rather than rent it. Now, do you have anything?
I would like to say one more thing. The great thing about having the Pro Solar is that you have the option. We forgot to bring that up. If I sell this home and I decide to take my panels with me, I have that option to do so, and they will come out and they would put it right back to the new home. If, like, we have the hailstorm, the rain, those panels are so durable. They are so durable, very sturdy. It's like no money out your pocket, even after you have them for years, after the 25 years, or just say if something should happen to one of the panels, I'm not being charged for it.
No.
Sunpro is going to come out and fix that, right?
So that's part of our 25-year labor warranty
right.
is that should any of our panels be affected, we're going to come out and replace them for free. LG actually has 3 warranties on their panels. They're all 25 years. The first is the product warranty, and basically what that means is if your panel should happen to defaulter or fail for any reason within the time of 25 years, right, it's going to be replaced at no cost to you. The second is actually a production warranty, and that means that these panels, right, are guaranteed to produce X amount of electricity. They will not drop below 90.08% over the course of 25 years. We also have, like I said, the labor warranty, where should you need any maintenance or anything done on your roof, we're going to come out and do it for free. No trip charges, no service fees whatsoever. If you're curious on whether or not we'll still be around in 25 years, in all honesty, no one can tell. But we've already been a roofing company for over 25 years. We've been in the solar industry for 13 years, so we a little bit know what we're doing, okay? LG has assigned us as a platinum installer, and very few companies receive that accommodation. But aside from all of our accreditations and guarantees and warranties, and me just being a generally nice guy and genuinely caring about how much she's spending out of pocket for this system, I want y'all to know that Sunpro is going to be there to take care of you from start to finish. And Miss Campbell here can tell you, like, from the day that I came over here until now, and this is not going to stop.
Right, side by side.
Anytime she has a question, anytime she has a concern, she can call me up. She can send me a text message. I'm going to answer it. I'm going to reply. I will be there for you. And
not alone.
Right. For a lot of people, this is a bit of an uncomfortable change because you've, again, been conditioned to pay an electric bill for your entire life. You know that when you don't pay your electric bill, your lights get turned off. Well, in my mind, you're basically donating money to an electric company who is giving you the privilege to turn on your lights at night, right? Or during the day or what have you. But what if you had the option to produce that energy yourself, right? I was actually just discussing with Miss Campbell here earlier that a good metaphor is, that you use, let's just say, $100 of gasoline a month, right? If you had a machine in the backyard that produced your $100 of gasoline a month, that'd be wonderful, because during the months where you didn't quite use the $100 of gasoline, you could sell that gasoline back, right, at the same price that you're paying for it. And let's just say there were some months where you needed a little bit extra gasoline. Well, she is still connected to the grid, and the way that metaphor works is she would still be connected to the gas station, okay? And if she ever needed extra, all she has to do is pay for that extra. It's the same way. But that's why we evaluate exactly how much energy you use over the course of a year, because it is very important to find out how you use your energy. Because I wasn't going to come over here and fill Miss Campbell's roof full of solar panels, because she has quite a large roof and we only touched two of them, right? Right, two facets,
It's
the
beautiful.
back roof and the side roof. And you cannot even hardly tell that the solar panels are there, number one. But number two, when these solar panels get turned on, I have a funny feeling I'm going to get a call from Miss Campbell again thanking me, because
Yes. Every day. Hey, thank you.
So guys,
I know I'm getting the benefits.
is it?
I'm gonna reap all the benefits. I'm feeling really good about it now. Felt really good about it then. So I'm just excited.
Wonderful. So guys, I want you to know, if you have any questions, any concerns, if you'd like me to come out and give you a consultation, I'd be very happy to do that. In all honesty, with myself being a veteran and having worked in the oil field, right, I've found what I love to do. I really enjoy helping people. Like I said before, I was a volunteer firefighter at Fresno Fire Department, and it really does give me joy to see that what I do helps people.
Right.
So that's very important to me. I'm not the type of salesperson that's going to come to your home and speak quickly and try and get you confused and try and get you to sign something that you're not aware of. I will genuinely take the time out of my day to make sure that what I'm telling you is not only accurate and correct, but if I can't help you, I'm also going to tell you that, right? If solar is not right for your home, I will be honest and upfront about that. But for Miss Campbell here, it made sense. She made the switch, and here in about 3 months, I'm going to call her back and see where her energy bills are at, and I have a funny feeling that she's going to be very, very happy with it. Okay.
Okay with it.
So if you've got any questions whatsoever, I would be happy to speak with you. My phone number is 832-873-9459. My email address is jsampson@theprocompanies.com. And should you ever be in the Fresno area and just want to talk to Miss Campbell about how her solar system is going, again, I have a funny feeling that she would answer the door, welcome you in, and let you know about how much money she's saving by making the switch for solar.
Great.
All right?
Okay.
Anything else you'd like to add?
I'm good.
All right. Guys, thank you so much for taking the time. You have a wonderful evening.
Good
Thank
night.
you, Sunpro.